Well, I give you a lot of credit for putting your message out there because it would be a lot easier to not say anything and go about your different projects and not stick your neck out on the line and share some uncomfortable at times subjects. And you haven't been, navigating totally unscathed. I mean, we could go back to 2012 and when you were feeding your son, you were chewing something up and feeding him from your mouth. And I was watching a clip on that before the interview here, and people are gonna jump all over you for this alternative way of living and vocalizing and sharing it with the world. So, again, I just wanna, commend you for taking not taking the easy path and putting yourself out there.
Thank you. I mean, in that particular case, I was really uh, unaware of how many people were going to pay attention. I didn't know my small, tiny little community was going to be had so many eyeballs on it. Um, but I did think it was a beautiful thing that happened naturally, and later learned not only that, I think it was Harvard that put out a study afterwards. It was like a big, um, middle finger to everyone that took issue with it, because describing that it actually boosts the child's immune system and was good for them not to have allergies and all these things. And so I was really, ended up, again, it was ahead of its time in terms of what mainstream can handle, but it was not, I didn't invent it. Bear invented it. He didn't invent it. It's been going on since the beginning of time. It's how people have fed their children, and people all over the world still do it. And it's just what people do in different communities. We've become so sterile. We breastfeeding is like breastfeeding is what you do to feed your child, period. But I think when you come from a sort of rich community, or, our culture has become, American culture has become sort of like choosing to whether or not to breastfeed. And of course, anyone can choose whether they want to breastfeed or not, but it's not like a revolutionary concept. The boobs were made to breastfeed, period. They're made for feeding your child. So that's what God or universe or whatever created, to feed them. There isn't another choice. There wasn't another choice in the beginning of time. That's how you feed them or they die. And but it's become it's shameful somehow, and it's like you have to reintroduce it. And it's just because, again, corporate greed. Someone came in, wanted to sell a product, so they wanted to make you feel weird and bad about doing the most natural thing in the world, right? So yeah, it's a bummer. We have to keep sort of reminding people that we're human. Same with the immune system, right? We're all think so many people have forgotten that we were designed to have these really healthy immune systems. That when you eat food that nourishes your organs and heals you, you feel good and you don't get sick. And if you do, it's really simple and easy, like quick six. Quick sick. It's nothing big deal. You're not on the couch for 3 weeks dying. You know what I mean? You're just like, "Oh, I'm coughing a little bit or snot a little bit." We have forgotten that everything is provided for us in nature, and so we look outside of ourselves all the time. We don't look inside to see that we are responsible for our health, that we are responsible for ourselves, and that there is so much that we can do to make a difference. And I think that's really empowering. I think it's really exciting. When I figured out that I could take my health back, that I actually could, when I went vegan, I did it for the animals. I didn't do it for my health. At the time, I was being, mm, mm, I would say I was going the opposite direction because people were calling me fat. So I was like, great, I'm going to eat as much as I want, whenever I want. It's going to be, I'm going great. That's when I was like, I'm out. Right. So, you sort of, you, I didn't care about health. It was the animals that saved me because of my love and care for animals. It made me realize, well, it didn't make me realize, it happened to me. So I went vegan for the animals and I didn't know what was going to happen. And suddenly I don't have an asthma inhaler in anymore. I don't have allergy shots twice a week anymore. My skin clears up. All the cystic acne goes away. My eyes get really white. My nails get strong. All these brittle nails that were falling apart are strong. You can't bend them at all. Started to lose weight and everything felt good. I felt so spiritually, I felt good because I was no longer taking part in something I didn't believe in. I was standing my principles and I could look myself in the eye and be like, you're doing what you believe in. You're doing good. And I could look at my dog in his eyes and be like, I'm not hurting your people or your kind. And but I also just felt lighter because all the guck was coming out of me. I was detoxing all this icky stuff that had been in my system for so long, and I was starting to feel alive and awake and energized. And through that journey, I then started to do research on it and understand that this is the way that this is the way of the warriors. This is the way that really great athletes eat. This is the you could watch Game Changers to have some confirmation on that, but there are athletes have eaten this way for so long because not because they love animals, not because they care about the earth, but because they care about performance and recovery, inflammation. So that's quite interesting. And then I saw all the science from Harvard studies and medical journals, and that shows that when you eat this way, you're lessening your chances significantly from cancer and heart disease and diabetes and it's endless. So I started to realize that this was not I thought it was good karma, that I was just being gifted this great health because of my choice to not harm animals. It's one way of looking at it, but truly it's just the way of the warrior. You want to feel amazing, you want to be a superhero, this is the way to eat.